Here's what we're covering today. First, why inconsistent AI use across a team actually creates more problems than it solves. It's not obvious, but when some testers use good prompts and others use weak ones, the inconsistency in outputs is sometimes worse than if nobody used AI at all. Then we'll set up the shared team library, taking everything from video 15 and turning it into a team resource in under 30 minutes. We'll look at what consistent outputs actually look like side by side, same bug, two testers, completely different results, and how one change to the prompt format section fixes it permanently. Then the team sprint map, who uses which prompt on which day, so coverage is coordinated and nothing gets missed. Onboarding a new tester in 1 hour, the monthly library review that keeps it sharp, and the 5 most common team mistakes and the fix for every single one. Picture this. Your team has 5 testers. 2 of them use Claude every sprint and produce detailed, structured bug reports that developers act on immediately. The other 3 write their own prompts, get inconsistent results, and their bug reports keep coming back with needs more info. Same team, same tools, completely different quality. Today I'm going to show you how to close that gap permanently. 1 shared library, 1 sprint map, 1 consistent standard across every tester on the team. Subscribe so you don't miss the final video in this series. And if you're a team lead who wants to roll this out, email me. I'll help you plan it. Let me describe something that happens on almost every team that starts using AI tools without coordination. 2 testers. Let's call them Sarah and Tom. Sarah has watched this series, she's built her library, she uses the RCTF framework, and she gets 20 structured test cases from a single prompt. Tom heard Claude was useful, so he opens it and types, write some test cases for the checkout. He gets 5 vague ones with no steps and no expected results. Both sets go into Jira. The developer looks at the sprint board and can't tell which ones are reliable. Over time, they start treating all the test cases the same way, with low confidence, because they can't distinguish the quality ones from the weak ones. That's the problem with uncoordinated AI use. It doesn't raise quality uniformly. It creates a new kind of inconsistency that can actually erode trust in the whole QA process. And the same thing happens with bug reports. One tester's reports are complete, title that describes the symptom and condition, numbered steps with exact data, expected and actual results, environment details, severity set. Another tester's reports are 3 lines with no severity and no environment. Developers start ignoring the weak ones, and sometimes they miss a critical bug that was buried in a poorly written report. The fix for all of this is simple. 1 shared library with team-specific standards baked into every prompt. When every tester uses the same prompt, every tester gets the same quality output. Setting up the team library takes about 30 minutes the first time. Here's exactly how to do it. Step 1. Start with your personal library as the base. If you built the 14 prompt library in video 15, take that file and move it to a shared location. Don't start from scratch. Your prompts are already tested and refined. Copy, share, done. Where should it live? If your team uses Confluence or Notion, create 1 page per prompt. It's easy to search and you get version history automatically. A shared Google Doc is the simplest option. 1 document, all 14 prompts, version history built in, accessible from anywhere. If your company has the Claude team plan, a shared Claude project is the ideal setup. Shared project, shared knowledge base, shared conversation history. Step 2. Add team-specific context to every prompt. Each prompt needs a new section. Team notes, your app name so nobody has to type shopmate every time. Your environment names, staging URL, production URL, your Jira severity scale, your team's standard browser list for fields. These additions make the output immediately usable with 0 manual editing. This is the single most valuable thing you can do when setting up a team library. Step 3. Agree on 1 standard format before you share. Before the library goes to the team, align on what fields every bug report must include and what columns every test case needs. Build these into the format section of every relevant prompt. From that point on, the standard is automatic. Every tester gets compliant output without remembering what fields to include. Step 4. Run a 30-minute live walkthrough. Don't just send a link. The single biggest mistake teams make when introducing a shared library is emailing the link and hoping people use it. People adopt tools they've seen demonstrated. Run a session, walk through 3 prompts live, show the output, take questions. 30 minutes of showing equals weeks of consistent usage. Let me make the before and after concrete. 2 testers, same bug, same day. Without a shared library, tester A files login broken on mobile. No steps, no severity, no environment. Developer replies, can't reproduce, needs more info, closing. That bug sits in a backlog for 2 sprints. Meanwhile, tester B files the exact same bug with a precise title, numbered steps, the exact URL, the exact device and OS version, the expected and actual result, and severity set to critical. Developer fixes it the same day. Same bug, completely different outcomes, based entirely on how the report was written. With a shared library, this gap disappears. You add 4 lines to the format section of prompt number 2. Title format rule, environment requirements, severity scale, and a note that expected and actual must always both be present. From that moment on, every tester's bug report, regardless of their experience level or how they personally prefer to write, matches the team standard. Developers get consistent, actionable reports from everyone. They stop asking for more info. They start fixing bugs faster, and new testers produce professional quality reports on day 1, not after 3 months of learning the team's standards informally. The sprint map solves the coordination problem. When 5 testers all decide independently which prompts to use and when, you get duplication in some areas and gaps in others. 2 people generate test cases for the same feature. Nobody runs the security pass. Nobody runs the accessibility audit, because everyone assumed someone else was doing it. The team sprint map prevents all of that. Monday morning, the lead uses prompts 11 and 5 to analyze the spec and build the test plan. Monday afternoon, the lead splits the plan by feature area and assigns each tester their section. Tuesday, every tester generates test cases and test data for their assigned area using prompts 1 and 4. Wednesday morning, one designated tester runs the OWASP security check on all new input fields using prompt 10. Wednesday afternoon, one designated tester runs the WCAG accessibility audit on all modified pages using prompt 9. Thursday, every tester writes bug reports from their findings using prompt 2. Friday morning, the lead builds the regression pack using prompt 7 and shares it for the team to execute. Friday afternoon, the lead generates the release summary and sends it for sign-off. Print this map. Put it in your team's sprint board. Everyone knows exactly what they're responsible for and what they don't need to worry about because someone else has it covered. Here's what a 1-hour onboarding looks like in practice. Without a shared library, a new tester joins the team and spends their first 2 weeks writing prompts from scratch, getting inconsistent results, interrupting senior testers with questions, and gradually building knowledge that lives only in their head and leaves with them when they eventually move on. With a shared library, the onboarding looks completely different. First 15 minutes, set up their Claude project. Walk them through creating the project, uploading the team library file to Project Knowledge, and starting their first chat inside the project. That's all the technical setup they need, 15 minutes. Minutes 15 to 30, live walkthrough of the 3 most used prompts. Demo prompt 1 for test cases, prompt 2 for bug reports, and prompt 5 for test planning. Run each one together, show the output, explain what good looks like. Minutes 30 to 45, supervised practice. They pick a real user story from the current backlog and run prompt 1 themselves. You review the output together, you correct anything that needs adjusting. They leave with working knowledge, not just theory about how the tool works. Final 15 minutes, team sprint map walkthrough and Q&A. Explain who runs which prompts on which day, who owns security and accessibility, and how the library gets updated each month. Take any questions. 1 hour. Professional outputs from day 1. The monthly review is what keeps the library alive. A shared library that nobody updates is stale within 2 sprints. People stop trusting it, stop using it, and go back to writing their own prompts, exactly where you started. The 30-minute monthly review prevents that from ever happening. The agenda is simple. First 5 minutes, Each tester flags one prompt that underperformed this month. Not a complaint session, a specific example. I used prompt 2 and had to manually fix the severity every time because Claude used its own scale instead of ours. That's a one-line fix in the format section. Write it down. Minutes 5 to 15. Fix the flagged prompts together, live in the meeting. Open the shared library, make the changes, and test the updated prompt on a real example right there. Everyone sees the improvement in real time. This matters more than you'd think. When the team sees the library improve during the meeting, they feel ownership of it. They start contributing proactively rather than waiting to be asked. Minutes 15 to 25. Add any new prompts the team discovered this month. Someone built a prompt for writing sprint retrospective summaries. Someone else found a better way to prompt for performance testing notes. Add them now. The library grows with the team's actual needs. Final 5 minutes. Update the version number, re-upload to the Claude project, and send a 1-paragraph changelog to the team. 2 minutes. Keeps everyone aligned. Schedule the same meeting for next month before you leave the room. These are the 5 mistakes I see most often when teams try to introduce a shared Claude library, and the fix for each one. Mistake 1. Sharing the library once and never updating it. Within 2 sprints it's out of date and nobody trusts it. People go back to writing their own prompts and the whole thing falls apart. Fix. 30-minute monthly review, non-negotiable, with 2 named owners who are both responsible for maintaining it. Mistake 2. Making Claude use optional. Use it if you want to. Half the team does, half doesn't. The inconsistency between prompt users and non-prompt users is sometimes worse than if nobody used it. Fix. Agree which prompts are mandatory for the whole team. Bug reports and test cases are the 2 that matter most, and make those non-negotiable. Mistake 3. Not adding team-specific context to the prompts before sharing. Testers still have to manually edit every output to match JIRA fields and the team's severity scale. The library feels more like extra work than a time saver. Fix. Spend 1 hour before the launch session baking in your JIRA field names, severity scale, app name, and environment details into every relevant prompt. Mistake 4. Treating Claude output as final without reviewing it. Errors go directly into JIRA. Developers lose confidence in QA reports. Fix. The team rule is simple. Claude drafts, human reviews. Always read the output before copying it anywhere. 30 seconds of review catches 99% of issues. Mistake 5. One person owns the library. They get promoted, change teams, or leave. The library immediately becomes stale. Fix. 2 joint owners, both attend the monthly review, both have edit access. The knowledge lives in the team, not in one person. Let's close out. Today, you have everything you need to take Claude from a personal productivity tool to a team quality system. You understand why uncoordinated AI use creates inconsistency, and why consistency matters more than individual capability. You know how to set up the shared library in 30 minutes. You've seen what consistent bug reports look like versus inconsistent ones, and the one-line fix that makes every tester's output match the team standard. You have the sprint map. Who does what, on which day, with which prompt. You can onboard a new tester to Claude in 1 hour. You can run a monthly review that keeps the whole thing improving. And you know the 5 mistakes to avoid and exactly how to fix each one if they happen. In video 18, the final video of the series, we look at how to keep all of this working as Claude and AI tools continue to evolve. How to stay current in under an hour a month. How to evaluate new tools in 2 minutes, and how to future-proof the workflow we've built together over 18 videos. Subscribe so you don't miss it. And if you're rolling this out to your team and you have questions, comment below or email me.